And we are back with the first official episode of the Sandshark Rewind presented by Tanger of Hilton Head of the 2024-25 season. Brackin Lambert alongside my co-host Justin Jarrett, Wes Kerr. Fellas, we're back.
We are back and better than ever.
It is
back and better than ever.
What a way to come back. What a way to start it off with cross country and then women's soccer this week, and we'll get to all of that. But great to be back, Brackin. Should be another great academic year.
Yeah. Oh, yep. I just got the notification that everybody's in. Sophia, Ellie, Jeremiah, Coach Huff. So everybody's in studio. We're gonna have a great show tonight, guys. The first episode of season 2, man. It's awesome. I can't wait for this, especially with all of the student athletes who are going to be involved. But yeah, it's a great thing. So first off, I want to shout out our now title sponsor, Tanger of Hilton Head. Glad that they're going to be a part of this going forward all year long. So thank you to those wonderful people over at Tanger. But guys, like we said, off and running. Cross country got started here this past Friday at the Eye Opener Cross Country Classic in Spartanburg. And we've got one of our freshman runners who is going to join us here. And let's go ahead and bring in Jeremiah Grant. He's welcome, Jeremiah. How's it going, man?
Not too bad.
Well, good, man. So first off, congratulations on competing your first collegiate race. How'd you feel after that Friday night's race?
I mean, it was a great season opener. It felt good to be out there with the team and just show what we've been working on.
Yeah. So how's that first big transition? You said you're a military kid. So going from high school to college, what's that been like for you?
I mean, it felt more real for sure. Like everything felt more grand and more competitive. Felt like we were really there to put in some work and do something.
That's fantastic, and once again, congratulations on your debut this season. And just talk about this lead up to the 2024 fall campaign and how your team is looking so far as you head into the meat of the schedule coming up. How excited are you to really get things going?
I mean, it felt great to be out there. Obviously, with people like Elliot and Jacob and Jay leading us out there, it felt pretty good. That's me. But yeah, it was definitely interesting. It was my first 8K race ever. And for the first bit of it, I had people like Jay and Jacob to pace with. But as it kept going, their paces and their training really, really showed. So shout out to them. They did really well that race.
Yeah, that's a good point about the transition from high school to college, going to that 8K race. And it's just a totally different kind of race, right? I mean, as far as when you've trained yourself for a 5K, you get to a point where it's almost a dead out sprint. At some point, but the 8K, you're not going dead out sprint on that thing. So how has that adjustment gone for you, and what have you done to kind of ease that transition?
Well, funnily enough, I PR'd in the 5K during that 8K race. So
really,
yeah, I definitely went out a bit quick there. But it was definitely a lot more challenging mentally, just the pacing of it all. Like, I didn't run with a watch on, which might have been a big mistake. So I really didn't know where I was in that race until I saw the timer for the 5K mark, and I was like, oh, got a little bit more to go. But it was definitely a good experience. I like the it doesn't make you feel like you're dead afterwards, It's a lot more of a slow burn.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be a challenge this season to see how I can pace myself and get better at it.
That's a great point, because you have to adapt to this different distance. Obviously, you've been trained to run that length of races before, but is there a lot of adjustments to make? As you move from the high school ranks to the college distance, and how college races are conducted, and how's that transition process going for you so far?
I mean, it's definitely good training. Like with the specific workouts that Coach Jake has us on, it makes us feel, me personally, it makes me feel that we're being set up for success here rather than high school where it might just be a casual thing. This is the real deal. Like, we're out here to compete and be serious, and Coach Jake and Coach Harris have really like influenced us in the right direction this season, I feel. And
Yes.
I'll touch on competition as well. Like, seeing those other teams out there, it really just put into perspective like what we're out there to do. And hell, like running against Clemson, like it was just a crazy experience for a first meet. It was good.
Yeah, you had some pretty top flight schools up there: Clemson, Furman, ETSU. So that's some stiff competition there.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about Coach Jake. He's been new. He's new to the program. Just started here this past summer, and he's really taken over the cross country training along with Coach Kimball, who was, as JJ and I know, the first ever head coach. I don't know if you've been told all those stories about Coach Larry, but he is he is the GOAT. He I'm sure he'll tell you plenty of stories about his Vermont history.
Oh, yeah.
You haven't gotten a chance to hear some of those, but yeah, how has that been working with Coach Jake and Coach Larry? They've really they bring a lot of experience, so it's a lot of fun, I think, for you guys, and just learning different aspects of making that jump from high school to college, because I see you guys out there early in the morning whenever I get to the office, and you're definitely putting in the work.
Yeah, Coach Jake has been really great to work with. It's good to have such a young and fresh perspective on the sport, especially seeing as how he just came from competing in college. And Coach Kimball, obviously, he's been in the game a long time. He knows what he's talking about when he talks. So it's good to have new and old perspective on it all. And it's definitely helping out with where we want to go as a team versus where we are now.
Yeah, I would say Coach Kimball's forgotten more about running than most of us will ever know, but I don't think he's ever forgotten anything. I think he's retained every bit of knowledge that he's ever come across.
What a great mentor to have.
Including just random baseball stats from the 1940s or whatever. But no, he's an incredible guy, and it's great to see him still involved or building back his involvement at USCB, because he's been there since the very beginning. So there's a lot of institutional knowledge there, as well as just an incredible knowledge of the sport of running, categorical knowledge, if you will. But you guys have a home race coming up soon, right? Out in the Ville, out in my neck of the woods.
Yeah, I think that's on October 12th. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yep. The 17th
annual. There's a high school race on Friday, and then the college race on Saturday.
That's awesome. That's really cool.
And the LK 5K is making a comeback. That'll be done after the college races. So anybody looking to go,
be there for that.
Yeah, go get a little 5K in there at the same race course that the runners just get done on. So it's going to be exciting.
Very cool.
Awesome.
That's
a Larry Kimball type event, if ever I heard of one.
Yeah, he loves to be very interactive with the community. He's also hosted a couple of elite 5Ks and half marathons over the years. So certainly doing a great job bringing the sport of running, really enhancing it in our community at large. So always tremendous job that he is doing. But looking ahead to you got coming up next Friday, you're heading to the Queen City in Charlotte for a meet. So, what are you most looking forward to going to a big city and having the opportunity to race against some quality competition early in the year?
It's definitely going to be good. I think that first race that we had, the eye opener, was definitely a good benchmark for where we're going to be at Queen City this coming week. I think we're definitely going to focus on improving our pace this week and just getting ready for our upcoming meet in Queen City. But it'll definitely be a good race, no doubt in my mind.
Where's that being run in Charlotte? Is that at the what's it called, McAlpin Park or whatever?
Not exactly sure.
We'd have to go look at what's on Queen City's or Queen University's page.
Gotcha.
But yeah, here's the rest of the rest of the schedule up there. We got a dual meet against Savannah State, which we've done usually every year for the last couple of years. And then we have the Columbia College meet, the Aquila McMillan Memorial Invitational, and then we have this 17th annual Santa Stark Invite. So it took a 1-year hiatus last year, and then we brought it back. So it's going to be a lot of fun that day. It's going to be a busy day for all of us. October 12th, we got a lot of home events going on. So, but Jeremiah, thank you, man. I appreciate your time, and can't wait to see you out there on the race course here soon.
Right. Just so you know, I know what I'm talking about. It is being run at McAlpin Creek Park in Charlotte. I know my cross country courses now. I knew what I was talking about.
Well, you've been doing this for a long time, so.
Yeah, I just had to point that out. But yeah, great to talk with you, Jeremiah, and send my best to Coach Kimball, old friend of mine, and definitely excited to see him involved with the program again. And we'll see you out in Hurricane Town, out in Hardyville, in a couple of weeks.
And Mr. Brown. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
If I could just give a quick shout out to USCB's new run club that we just started. A couple members of their cross country team. We just made it this past week. Just wanted to shout out to that.
Awesome. Fantastic. I love it. Making moves as a freshman.
That's right. I know your teammate Beckett asked me about some help, and it just picked it at the wrong time right now this past week, trying to get everything out there. But yeah, everybody out there, go support the USCB Run Club. That's awesome that these young gentlemen are putting together and building this community already on campus. So Jeremiah, I thank you for your time, man, and look forward to seeing you tomorrow morning out of practice.
See you. Thank you guys for having me.
Of course, man. Jeremiah Grant, freshman runner from York, Virginia. That's where he's listed as, but yeah, he was a military kid, been all over the place. So, But from the race course over to the pitch, we've got a couple of guests here. So, do we want to go ahead and bring all three of them in, or do we want to start with?
You tell me, brother.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and bring all three of them in.
All right.
Let's do it.
One,
two,
and three.
Here they are.
Feels like the Brady Bunch all of a sudden.
That's right. Well, first off, I want to welcome everybody. We got a whole slew of. I mean, this is a great, range of everybody. We've got head coach Dan Huff, fresh off his first victory as a head coach. We've got senior Ellie Fielding, who is also one of my interns. And then we've got freshman Sophia Willis, who scored her first collegiate goal in the opener on Thursday. So how's everybody doing?
Good.
Good.
So let's start with Dan real quick. Dan, are you still feeling that kind of high after that first win? Yesterday was a pretty good feeling, I'm not gonna lie, for all of us.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you can see my cheesy grin right there. I was pretty happy with our performance. After Southern Wesleyan, we definitely needed a big reaction. So I was super happy the way we controlled the game. The things we worked on in that one-day break that we had in between the two games, they really, really worked out for us. And yeah, from really the start of the game to the end, we looked in control. So I couldn't ask for much more.
And you guys were poised. You were dominating possession. You were really doing a good job in kind of developing what you wanted to do in terms of attacking downfield. And the goals came early in that first half. So, just talk about how you guys executed to perfection in this first match at home.
Yeah, it really felt like a matter of time before we scored. I don't remember the stats, but I'm sure we outshot them pretty high in the first half. I seem to remember every time I looked up, we were winning the ball back in a dangerous area. So yeah, really from minute one, they came out pretty fast out of the blocks. We matched that right away, and we really took the game to them. So I was super happy with our performance and just our professionalism. We handled what was a little bit of a disappointing start against Southern Wesleyan, who, to be fair, were a really good team. And we came out of the blocks. We did what we needed to do, and great effort all around.
You guys outshot them 14-2 in just that first half, and then for the entire game, 30-7. So
Wow.
you look like that right there. You see the dominance of how you guys fared out there, and the way that you continued to show that pressure and aggressiveness, even when you got those first few goals, that 0-0 mentality, as they say in soccer. I mean, you just want to keep doing what you're doing well and continue to strike, continue to attack, and continue to move the ball around well. And it seemed like you guys did that despite, having that 2-0 lead at halftime, continue to do exactly what you were preaching. And to see some of the younger players and players that have recently come to this team making their presence as well, with Josiah Pack scoring one, and Ellie Fielding, who we have on the broadcast with her first career goal. What a moment for her. We'll definitely get into that later. But, just to see how important was this opportunity to get so many of your players in and see them succeed and thrive as the game went on.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head, really. We rely kind of on that starting 11 and those first few kind of rotation players. Once we can get the job done, then we know we can get them a break, keep them fresh, as we know the season is very condensed and we have a lot of games in a very short amount of time. So as soon as we can, get that over the line and we feel that we're secure, it's a great feeling for everybody to get on the field. And of course, the freshmen looked great. They didn't, the level didn't drop throughout the game, no matter who I brought on. And as a coach, that's exactly what you're hoping for at this time of year. So yeah, great all around, to be honest.
Speaking of the freshmen, let's talk to the freshman here who helped get that tie. Like Coach Huff said, it was, not exactly the start we wanted on
whatever
Thursday.
day that was.
Yeah, on Thursday. But Sophia, how'd that feel? Making sure you got that cross from there from Jenny.
It was good. I knew that we just needed to keep working throughout the game. We had a lot of chances that we could have put away, and when I saw Jenny kind of put her head down and put that cross in, I kind of was just this is the one I got to get on. We had been practicing headers in practice, and I'd always close my eyes and duck my head. But I was I got to get this one, got to get my first goal, and got to get the team tied up. Can't lose. So it was a really good feeling. And nice, shared it with my team, and all the support was really nice as well.
Getting that first one is always good.
It's really
Getting
nice.
the first one, especially in the first game. I mean, just describe that. Obviously, you train all summer, you train throughout your high school experience to get to this point, and then your first game, you get that first goal. That's got to feel really good.
Yeah, for sure. It was kind of not expecting it. We had been working so hard throughout that game and kind of just been turned down. That was definitely not one of our best games. We all kind of were a little off, whether it was our touch or our communication. So I was in the first half and kind of taking it down the sideline and kind of just looking for those options. And when I scored that header, I was kind of just okay, this is it. We're in this game now. We can keep working. But it was really cool to score my first collegiate soccer goal. I've been working so hard since I was a little girl to kind of live that out, and it was nice that have my first game. It was really cool.
Well, and probably a weight off your shoulders too. To get the first one, it's if you get 3 or 4 games into your career without one, then you start putting some pressure on yourself. Ellie, was that your first career goal?
It was my second, but the first one was it was during the Allen game last year, and we were up 8-0, and it was kind of everyone was scoring, but yeah, so this one was a lot better.
Right.
This was a little better.
This was a meaningful one for you. That's got to feel amazing for you. But just talk about what you saw in that moment and the play that was made before it by Olsen, the freshman who kind of evaded the goalkeeper and then was able to set up via her attempt your shot at net. So rather Maggie Olsen Jr. But tell me about how important her play was to setting up the opportunity for you to get that goal.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, I would say every play in front of the goal is very important. It's kind of just getting to the ball and being confident and honestly just taking control of what's going on. You know, I saw Josiah in the box, and I saw she was kind of, there were just people all around her. I saw the ball come out, and I was like, you know what, move. I think I screamed my head off for it. So I think she knew not to go near the ball, and I just kind of shot it, and it went in. And yeah, I was just surprised it went in. That was my reaction with all my hands up like this. I was surprised it went in.
Gonna shout out our student photographer Mallory Parrish for getting that epic shot
Nice.
of the celebration.
Oh my gosh.
That was pretty solid, Ellie. I'm not gonna lie. That was pure Ellie moment right there. Just it was great. So
Yeah.
but yeah,
I believe I have that I can pull up momentarily.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I did send everything that we needed to JJ real quick before we got started. But yeah, so and this is a question I guess we can ask for all three of you. After the first week of games, how are we feeling? Sophia, let's start with you. How are you feeling after the first week?
I'm feeling good. I think these games, like the scrimmages before, were really important to kind of get like the cohesion of the team and like our chemistry. Like you could really see it start clicking with like the passes and the runs, and like our communications improved much more. So I think those scrimmages were really important to get everybody playing like a team. And obviously it was very helpful and like for everybody to play with the different people, and like everybody was given a chance. So I think that we're doing really good, and I think it's really only up from here. We just got to keep working and hope for the best.
Right on. I believe this is the photo in question.
Yep.
Ashton, slay. That was awesome. That was awesome.
Yeah, Ellie, that's you. I mean,
there she is. There she is.
Yeah.
There you go.
I believe, like, again, and Ashton will grill me for this later, but the whole thing is like, oh, Ellie 8 or whatever. That's the new.
Oh yeah, left no crumbs.
Okay, yeah. See, I don't know.
crumbs.
I'm not paying attention to these, so I don't know what it means. But
oh, she was wearing that ish. She was wearing that ish.
But
the
yeah,
kids be teaching me the slang. I'm down now.
Got to keep up with that.
So Ellie, how's that? I mean, that's a great start to your senior year. So how do you feel after these first two, this first weekend?
Yeah, it's honestly every practice, every game, it just feels like everything is just getting better and we're just clicking. Like it just, I don't know, something about it. Everything feels so much different from last year. It's like everyone just kind of has these like connections that, I don't think a lot of us had last year, but everything's just working again, like communication, like staying positive, just like it's the littlest things that make the biggest difference. And I think Dan can agree, like he's seen it. He knows how we were last year compared to this year. And it's just different. Everything step by step, kind of like baby steps, just getting better. Everything, the smallest things.
This has to be music to your ears, Dan. I mean, like you take over the program and you're trying to not only maintain what was a good culture, but try to take it to the next level. And to hear this early in your tenure, from your leaders has to feel really good about the culture you're creating.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, Ellie's a senior, but Jay Harris left us in a great foundation. Recruiting last year, did an excellent job. Obviously, people like Sophia coming straight in, making a huge impact. So we definitely can't forget what he built to get us to this point. But for sure, different ideas come in, and as the new regime, we have a new assistant as well. So all over the field, there's new ideas, fresh ideas, and it was a special group last year. We broke records, and we really made an impact on the Peach Belt. So we've kept so many big figures from that year, and added some great new freshmen, some transfers, and yeah, the huge squad, it seems daunting, and there's a lot of kind of ups and downs, advantages and disadvantages to having such a big squad. But at the end of the day, everybody knows that they can't take a day off, they can't take their foot off the brakes, and that's the perfect situation for a coach. So
and it was good to see, of course, Emily Worrell was there start the match, but Siaza Powell, am I saying that correctly? Also
CC.
saw I also saw CC. Also saw some time in net. So that has to be important for just get some time under her belt out there and to have several options you can turn to in net.
Yeah, and for sure, she's done a great job since she came in. She's really gelled with the other two keepers we have, and that unit is really strong. It's gonna cause me some headaches later in the season, I'm sure. But also, I gotta give a shout out to all my senior players for that as well. Emily, she's been between the sticks for so long. She can really give out some advice and share that experience. Players like Ellie, Kristen, Sin, all my seniors, my captains, all three of them, everybody's kind of taken that upon themselves to really introduce the new players to the culture and the way we want to do things. And yeah, we're definitely riding high after that win. And if we can keep riding that wave throughout the season, who knows what can happen.
Yeah,
I love Finland. I love Finland. It's
for
fun.
sure.
It's a nice deal, and I really enjoyed being in the call. I mean, you could just see the potential of what this team can show in the future, and just the quick attentiveness of this team doing exactly what you're preaching, Coach. And that has to be really good. And that first win at home, first opportunity to have a home game and getting that first win, the celebration after that just had to feel really good for you, Coach. When you put in this effort in the offseason, you get the players to work you want to see, and you see it play out in front of you that way, and just to see the elation after the game on the sideline. I mean, that's an awesome feeling for you, Coach.
Yes, sir. First hurdle down. There's 17, 18 left. So yeah, it's a long season, but we'll hope to keep this feeling going.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a special group. I think with this wide range, like you said, there's no days off for anybody. No one can take a day off, and it's going to be the people we had 4 different scores yesterday. So we got a couple of clips that we can play right here. We've got all 4 goals. So here's Savannah's first goal, and that was beautiful up there near the the upper 90 there on the right side of the goal. And then
that was a fantastic shot.
Got a little bit more zoomed in on this one, but yeah, we weren't sure on this one, but
it went off the post and scattered around. And I guess it did cross the line.
You can see
VAR. VAR said across the line.
We'll take it.
Yeah, and then the one-timer right here from Josiah and Bella, man, that was great. And I think that second goal really
getting it before getting
put everything away. Ellie coming in right here.
Ellie pounces.
Ellie.
Yeah. So I mean, I think
Ellie on the spot.
Yes.
But I think really, you look at from the transfers, Josiah and Maggie Olson, also her sister played at USCB, Riley Olson. I think she was a graduate.
Came from like Wyoming or someplace.
Yeah. So she played here. So that's another thing. And Maggie had a couple of opportunities Thursday at Southern Wesleyan, and then also had a couple of their just a couple of touches. But I think it's such a wide range. Savannah moved into 4th place all time on the goal scored list. That was her 19th career goal. So she's got a ways to get to Mari's 56.
Yeah.
But Sophia, you're right. Hey, you're right there. You got 4 years to go make to score 55 more goals. But
right there.
I mean, it's but like you said, it's such a different dynamic. Ellie, you said this. It's a different dynamic than what it was last year because the coaching style is different. Jay has a very strong, his way of coaching. It was very successful here, and now Dan's taking the opportunity here to really push something something different. There was I can't remember how many freshmen do we have? 8?
9 or 10.
8, yeah, something like that. We only had 1 decommit when Jay announced that he was leaving, and everybody else stayed. We didn't lose anybody to the transfer portal. We didn't lose anybody, any of the incoming freshmen, and that was a huge deal. And you brought in 3 key pieces in Maggie, Izzy, and Alice. So 3 more pieces that have seen significant time on the pitch already. So it's a big roster. It is a big roster, but it's also, I think, for you guys, my question to Sophia and Ellie is, do you feel like you have to constantly be on your toes, not in a scared way, but saying, hey, I got someone ready to come up behind me and play this game? Because we do know, Ellie, you have the experience knowing how tough the Peach Belt is. Sophia, you haven't seen it yet, but obviously you know about it. How do you guys feel about that? You're getting significant minutes here, and then you're going to see how it goes.
Yeah, I kind of like you said, I'm always on my toes. I know my past 3 years, obviously, I mean, we all know, like, I just didn't get a lot of minutes, and that's fine. And I think I kind of know that in the back of my head this year, like, it's easy to kind of, like, everyone's replaceable, like, that's kind of like point blank. That's it. But yeah, just knowing, but it's also knowing kind of like there's someone there behind you if anything were to happen, like we have a huge roster, not really for a reason, but like everyone brings something to the table in their own way. And like I would say like no two players are the exact same. Everyone's different, but in literally the best way possible. So yeah, basically like saying what you said, staying on your toes, but in a great way. Like it keeps everyone ready to go, like fighting for the ball, like giving it your all. You're fighting for that starting position. Everyone is, and that's what brings the whole dynamic. I mean, I love it. It's awesome. So yeah.
Sophia?
Yeah, I mean that's the environment you want. Go ahead.
I think that also like having many like diverse type of styles of play like helps you always be like pushing yourself to be better, because I know that there's people like behind me that like want to play, and like I know that like they're gonna work just as hard, and that's gonna push me to work hard too. And like I think players like having like older players like Sav and Sin help like push me to like want to be like that, like how many goals Sav scores, like I want to do that and I want to replicate that as well. So I think like what Ellie said, we don't have like that one player that's like the same. Like everybody has their strengths and their weaknesses, and that's really shown when we are all playing. But I think it's like Dan said, we have our ups and our pros and cons to having like a wide roster, but I think in the long run it is helpful because it makes everybody push to be the best. Nobody's really getting comfortable with having a starting spot because, like Ellie said, you are replaceable. Like if you have a bad game or if you're not working hard enough, then there's that player that is ready to take that spot from you.
Yeah, stay hungry.
That's important.
Stay hungry. Yeah, and when everybody's bought into that internal competition, then it really just pushes everyone to be better, and that your opportunity will come. It's about being prepared for that opportunity when it does come, because you don't know when. So it's like your mom always told you wear clean underwear in case you get in a car accident. You don't know when it's going to happen. So you got to be ready when it comes. But here's your list of people you're chasing. So Mari on top, Haley Pena now coaching at JP2. Anna Ginlat, that's a blast from the past. Sinbai Anderson, Savannah Page, RIP Alexa Muffley. But some great names there. Remembering some Sand Sharks.
Yeah. So yeah, move Sav up to that number 4 spot all time.
That's quite an accomplishment for her. I remember right away from her freshman year, she was contributing from the start, and she fit right into that squad right away, and she's really become a leader. And I mean, that shot was a thing of beauty. Absolutely incredible.
Yeah. I think the thing I've liked most, and I think at least Dan and Ellie, you guys can know this. Last year we relied kind of heavily on a couple of players to try and score with Mari and Sin and Savannah. But now we have such a wide range of opportunists. Sophia, you've got in on scoring. Ellie, you were in the right place, right time, great opportunity there. Josiah came in off that cross from Bella, and Bella had a couple opportunities there against Southern Wesleyan. But I mean, really, the dynamic is that there's so many chances with this team. Lauren Carmichael had a couple of really good shots there from beyond the 18. Sin's going to probably break the all-time assist record. It's really just a solid team all around, I think, and it's going to only get better with every single time we get on the field. So, I mean, Dan, Ellie, do you guys feel that way, that we have, last year was those couple of players, but now you've got players like Sophia, Ellie, you're going to come step up, pick up the rebounds, and go get some goals in there. But it's not going to be so reliant on, hey, we need to score, so we got to get the ball to Savannah. You got Jenny, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Like you say, we got options. There's nobody that really is pressured that, we need something magic from this player, or, they got to dig us out of somewhere, because we can do it as a team. We can bring somebody in. We can keep people fresh. So yeah, I mean, it's all about getting better. I think Ellie would agree. She probably wouldn't have scored that goal last year, because she would have been standing somewhere on the halfway line. So, it's about giving people the confidence to get forward and get in the box. I don't know how many times I scream at her to get up and, get higher. And, second game in, she's got herself a goal. So it seems like things we're doing are working for sure.
Yeah, well, it's been a great start for you guys, and awesome to get that first one home, and then you're right back at it at Finland Field again on Wednesday, taking on Emmanuel. So it's going to be great to just have a few days off from that first game. You're still working, getting ready to take the field again Wednesday, but to kind of what do you want to build off of as you get ready to play your second home game on Wednesday?
Absolutely, yeah. Hopefully, we can keep this feeling going at the end of the 90 minutes. We hope we're in a similar situation, and then it's the next game and the next one after that. So we just take it one at a time, and yeah, Emmanuel will be a tough game, but we look forward to it, and hopefully we can bring that same energy again.
Almost 12 years to the day that we last played these. JJ, you were here when we played them.
Yeah, I remember playing them frequently in all sports back in the day.
Mm-hmm. We only played them once in soccer.
But I meant like they were a frequent foil for the Sanchez.
I believe they were an NAIA school.
With their black and their gold and their red.
Mm-hmm.
I remember them.
Well,
but they're D2 now?
They're D2. They're in the Conference Carolinas. So
all right.
It's a big time, man. These Conference Carolina games. Dan, I think you've played almost every team in the Conference Carolinas, whether it be a scrimmage or regular season.
I mean, it's such a natural fit, right, for your non-conference games. It just
stay
makes
local.
Sense.
That's right.
It just makes sense. Mm-hmm. We should have like a Conference Carolinas Peach Belt Challenge. Or something. Where,
All-Star game.
Yeah. Oh yeah, All-Star game. Oh, that would be fun.
That'd
be really fun.
JJ, start writing out the showcase. So a basketball showcase to come make it.
Yeah, we're gonna make it happen. There's a lot of hoops. The high school league and the NCAA and all those people. It makes it hard to find a way to make it all work, but we're gonna make it happen someday.
But anyway, thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. I know it's a little bit getting a little late, so we'll go ahead and wrap all of this up. But Sophia, Ellie, Dan, thank you guys for your time. Can't wait for Wednesday to get ready to rock and roll for game number 3, and let's keep it up. Dan, you've still got a pretty solid record at Finland here, so let's make sure we keep it.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
He's 1-0. He's 1-0.
No,
he's undefeated.
That's right. That's right.
We didn't lose a game at home last year. So
let's keep that running.
Right, true. But he's 1-0 as head coach. But yeah, I guess he's 11-0 as part of the program. So
that's right.
You got good juju at Finland.
That's right. It's a tough place to play. That's a little it's a little cold.
It's
good. Did you have good student support?
Double digit 11
on Saturday.
That's a heck of a full win streak.
Yeah, men's basketball came out there where we had I think about 100. 100 people.
You need to start a little graveyard with like surfboards in the dirt or something with like the NIT team's logo on there.
Yeah, there you go. Oh yeah, shout out to Coastal Shores who provided tickets, who have bought out the entire season tickets worth of Sandshark soccer. So every ticket is paid for this season by Coastal Shores. So shout out to them.
Free admission.
For everybody, as Coastal Shores has taken care of that.
All right. That's amazing. Wednesday, 2 p.m. Those of you with children who are getting
Admission is free.
ruckus around that time, just take them around and let them run around the soccer game for a little bit.
Yeah, it's
like
a great
fun.
atmosphere, and these ladies out there are going to do some big things. So I look forward to it. So Sophia, Ellie, Dan, thank you guys so much. We'll JJ West will wrap it up here, and then we'll see you guys next week. Or see
Thank you,
y'all
gentlemen.
tomorrow.
Thanks for having us.
Great job.
Of course. Thanks, guys. Yeah,
There we go.
great group, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, that was fun.
And I love getting everybody involved. Jeremiah, again, thank you for hopping on. Coach Terica tried to get on. She was hosting a baby shower this afternoon, and it probably ran a little bit late. You know how those things go.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, the Queen City invite on Friday, and then, man, we've got a full slate this week. Wednesday home soccer, and then they hit the road and they head down to face some Sunshine State Conference.
Say that 3 times fast.
The Sunshine Conference. Geez, that's hard to say.
Sunshine State.
Yeah.
Sunshine.
Glenn and Palm Beach Atlantic University. Those are the 2 teams on the road, and
ERAU.
No Embry-Riddle this year. No Embry-Riddle this year. So it's going to be
our frenemies from Embry-Riddle.
The Sun Conference days.
Len and Palm Beach, yeah. Then starting into Peach Belt play.
That's right. Got 2. We do get Albany State twice this year, so that's going to be a fun. Yeah, we play
home and home.
Yeah, doing a home.
So
and home.
do both count for region or for conference, or just one?
Conference?
Not 2 conference games. The game at Albany will be a conference game. The game here will not. So that's going to be
Albany.
And then we, at the end of the season, we end the regular season with a non-conference game against Rollins. So that's going to be a first-time meeting with them. So a solid schedule that's been put together. And Rollins is a very solid SSC opponent. But that's going to probably prepare us well for the Sun Conference, or excuse me, Sun Conference. The Peach Belt
tournament.
I was watching the San Diego Chargers and the Oakland Raiders earlier.
Right, Puna Ford showing out today, what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Lowco Hilton High connection there. So, in case our audience here didn't know, because we have different audiences for the Sandstrike Weavine versus
Not a lot of Sandstrike fans are necessarily well versed in Lowco high school football legends.
Yeah.
But, Big Poon.
Yeah, we're getting broader and, getting our reach. Sophia's from California, Ellie's from North Carolina. We've got, kids from all over the country who are coming here, and got kids all over the world, really. Yeah. Alice Webster is coming from Australia, and Izzy Amphlett also coming from the UK. So it's really going to be continue to place
cultural
our
flavor. Cultural flavor.
Really is. So, yeah, final thoughts, guys, before we wrap it up for the night.
I'm pumped for this. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. No, you go ahead.
Go ahead. Yeah, what a home debut for women's soccer. Maintaining that home win streak that we saw last year. Another excellent performance to, obviously didn't win their first game, but a great job to come back and earn the draw on the road. Getting those draws on the road, never a bad thing. Shows some good fight late, and you carry it over back home, and you pitch a shutout. So just excellent work. Great to see that first win early under Dan Huff, and man, he's doing a great job. Really, really excited to work with him. Excited to do with him, and the way that the team is showing its depth. Obviously, you can't replace a player like Mari Kavathatan, but you can build depth behind her where you could have multiple outlets and multiple players that can make different roles happen. This team, and that's exactly what we're seeing. So I am really excited for what this Peach Belt schedule will entail for this Sandshark squad and getting things back and up and running on Wednesday, and a chance to show out again in what should be another fantastic matchup against Emmanuel.
Yeah, I got to figure out how to get the live stream up in the classroom on Wednesday, and we'll do a little, broadcast critique or something. Call it class. No, I very impressed with Coach Huff and just the vibes,
Yep.
so to speak. They seem immaculate. I really like him. I think he's done a terrific job in what is not always an easy role, that interim role, where you're transitioning from the assistant coach. And like he said, it's all owed to Coach Harris, but at the same time, he's got to kind of put his own stamp on it and make it his. And he seems to have done a great job of doing that and kind of amping the culture up a little bit more, even. So seems like a really good thing happening there. It was great to talk to Jeremiah, and I have a lot of affinity for that cross country program. That's one of the OGs going back along with golf. And Coach Kimball still being involved is just incredible. I'm really excited for the Sandtrack Invitational, because that course out there is where I really fell in love with running. Like covering events out there, standing out there with Coach Kimball and learning more and more about the sport. And that was where I have a lot of good memories out there. So I'm looking forward to that event. I love, like you said, Wes, Coach Kimball finds every angle to pull so many different parts of the community together when he does an event. And that goes back to his time in Vermont, running marathons up there. It's a community event. And so you got the Friday night high school thing, you got the Saturday college invitational, you got the community 5K. That's going to be awesome. And I'm working on campus now at Hardyville High School. So that's my place. So I'm excited that it's going to be the center of attention for a couple days.
Yeah, it really is. And shout out to Coach Terrica for getting the LK 5K back and rolling and getting the Sandtrack Invitational after having to kind of get her grips last year, having to get everything.
The OG LK 5K.
First one was 2017 or 2015, I don't remember.
I don't know. I didn't put 2017.
2017, yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, JJ, your mark is still on here because the course description is still on the page when you go to the cross country, the home meet page on the website. It's there. Nothing's really changed from that. So keep your words pretty much the same. And
I PR'd in the LK 5K on campus. 22:07.
Oof.
Blazed.
Yeah.
I was in the middle of marathon training, and that 5K was easy work. That 5K was easy work, man.
I think, well, we have home soccer that day too, so I will definitely not be able to compete. But we'll be out there.
Is that why?
I mean, who's going to stat the game? Wes is going to be on the call.
Is that the reason why you won't be able to run in the 5K?
You go run the 5K for Team Lowco. Wes and I will head back to the soccer field and get ready.
I better start training up because I have not been running in a minute. That marathon, the aforementioned marathon, broke me, and that was several years ago.
So yeah, I think it's going to be fun. A great opportunity for locals to come out and get a good 5K, meet Coach Terrica, meet Coach Jake, and have build that community relationship with this program. She's done a great job of recruiting. We have 2 seniors or 3 seniors with Jay King, Eli Smith, and Jacob Mitchell. Everybody else is freshmen. On the women's side, we have a freshman runner, but she's a senior, Kate Curry, Sydney Stevenson, who is our lone senior, with our 5th year, Anaya Wright, Deandra Brown, who is a junior. She's going to be up there running some races. So, and then you have Sophia Mejia, who went to Battery Creek, and she's trying to build that program up and has done a great job, especially on the track and field side. And we're still trying to get those distance runners. But I think having Jake now is going to be really good for her. And we're really going to just see this skyrocket. We remember the days when Coach Kimball was there and then Coach Gaither took over, and they really propelled this team for a long time.
Yeah, the old Bluffton High boys back in the day. We had a good pipeline from Bluffton High School for boys men's cross country, and we had some animal teams. Then you threw old Nick O'Neill in the mix.
Yep.
From the Canadian Wonder. He was amazing. But yeah, we got a bunch of
Beckett Jones.
local kids.
Beckett Jones from Hilton Head Prep. Elliot Howe, who is coming from John Street, Georgia. And it's really going to be good to see these guys. They've been working hard, and I get to the office pretty early and see them training out there. But it's also the track and field team too. A lot of those guys are out there working with them.
Oh yeah,
trying to compete them with those straightaways.
Right on, man.
Yeah,
good times. I know it's an exciting time on campus. It's always great when everybody gets back and you get the sports going again.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So Wednesday, 2:00 out at Finland. For those who are watching, want to come out and make sure to catch a great soccer game. The first meeting between these two teams in 12 years. Last time we beat them 2-1. So let's keep it up.
Was that an overtime game?
No.
Okay.
No, but it was Jessica Tooley. It was Jessica Tooley who scored the game winner.
Overtime is only in the postseason. We had NCAA used to have regular season overtime. Now it's only in the postseason. Just to know that.
Yeah, well, we were in AIA back then, so.
Right.
Yeah.
True.
We had
not sure if they.
Yeah, that made the transition this year. No regular season overtime. So let's just hope that there's no overtime. I'm definitely okay with that.
Yeah, we don't need regular season overtime.
Yeah.
Unnecessary.
Because it'll just go by at that point. You just look at what goals scored or goals allowed for.
All right. You get 1 point each in the standings and you move on. So.
Yep. That's right. All right, fellas. Well, that's it for this episode of the Sand Shark Rewind. For Justin Jarrett, Wes Kerr, I'm Brackin Lambert. We will make sure you keep that dog on. And thank you again, Tanger Hilton Head, for presenting this episode of the Sand Shark Rewind. And as always, keep those fins up.
Keep your dogs on and your fins up.